Hale Education. He joins me now live on Microsoft Teams, but also live on Facebook. If you want to watch us, just go to @DoMyEye 1038 FM. Hey, Peter, how are you doing?
Hi, Georgia. How's everything?
Very good indeed. It's wonderful to have you on the line. Have you been busy getting UAE students into universities in the United States?
Very, very busy. Not just UAE students, but students from as far afield as Indonesia and Brunei, Singapore, Taiwan, Lebanon, and other countries of the region, and not only into the US, but also into Canada. So this is a very exciting month because all of the admissions offers have come out by April 1st, and students need to make their decision, their final decisions, by May 1st. And now we're helping a lot of students actually negotiate their scholarships. So that's a little known fact. You do have leverage, or the students do have leverage when they receive scholarships, and they can provide evidence of one scholarship offer to another university to hopefully secure more aid and get that university to match the aid. So there's a lot of nuances to this process, and I'm very happy to be here to hopefully dispel some of the myths and provide a little bit of insight into the process for parents and students that may not be as familiar with it as they would like to be.
Oh, I mean, that just sounds incredibly helpful. My 9-year-old literally had his birthday yesterday, obviously quite a way off from university, but we are already saving. And my husband really wants the kids to go to university in the US, but it is prohibitively expensive. So how do you go about being one of those, A-class students that attracts these Ivy League or even just, normal universities to get scholarships?
Yeah, I think it's not prohibitively expensive once you factor in the subsidies that exist through the form of aid and scholarships, but you should be planning early. One thing that continues to surprise me here in the UAE is that parents don't think, generally speaking, about how they will pay for their student's education until maybe a year before the student applies, or 2 years, where in the US we're taught to start saving as soon as our kids are born. You want to make sure that you have enough money to provide the best education for your sons and daughters, and that's going to usually take more than a year or two of savings and planning. So the earlier you start planning and saving, the more manageable this cost will be. Secondly, I think it's really important to keep in mind that you don't know what a U.S. or Canadian university education will cost you until you receive your admissions offer, and at that point only are you informed of any awards that you receive in the form of merit scholarships, need-based aid. Athletic scholarships are a little bit of a different animal, but you don't know what it will cost you until you get in. So you have students, or we have students that have been accepted to Boston University, which is a great university, that have received small scholarships from $5,000 per year all the way up to full cost of attendance scholarships of $80,000 per year. So you don't know. You want to budget for the full amount, and then obviously have that cost mitigated by any awards, and then subsequently negotiate the scholarships that you do receive with the institution that you want to enroll in. And that should be the process of operation for parents.
Do your kids just have to be really, really clever? And should you just not even be trying for a scholarship unless they really are one of those top students?
It depends on where you're looking. I think there is a sense of entitlement on behalf of some students that they feel that automatically they deserve scholarships, that they're, entitled to it. And it's, it's not something that is something special or something that is earned, that is recognized as deserved. The truth is, scholarships are a tool, right? Scholarships are a tool to entice students to enroll in a particular university, right, that otherwise potentially would not be able to enroll there because they can't afford it, or because they maybe have a more selective offer. So the more desirable you are on behalf of the university, in the university's eyes, then the more scholarships you're going to be granted, because they're giving you that money because you're truly special if you're receiving merit scholarships. Now, merit scholarships are awarded irrespective of a family's nationality and irrespective of a family's financial circumstances. They're awarded purely based on merit, right? And the universities that offer merit scholarships are not the Ivy League schools. The Ivy League schools offer only need-based scholarships, okay, based on financial need, and not all of them can support the full demonstrated financial need of international students. Even a Stanford can't do that, which is a very well-known university. So you have to be very careful how you play this, how you plan, If scholarships, if cost is an overriding consideration in your journey, you must plan appropriately to, include schools that will offer you that support when you're creating your college list. A lot of times students, parents as well, they want to have their cake and eat it too, right? You cannot get into the top universities, and then if you exceed a certain financial need threshold, expect the university to pick up the tab. That's on you.
Okay, so if I'm prepping my 9-year-old now, so I've got my savings account, what do I need to, obviously he needs to do well and he needs to pass his A-levels or his international baccalaureate when it comes to it when he's 18. But should I be looking at other activities to make him look more attractive to these universities if I want to get one of these merit-based scholarships?
Absolutely. So academic excellence is a prerequisite, strong standardized test scores, SATs, expectation, maybe not a requirement anymore, but still highly expected by the universities, especially the more selective ones. The U.S. and Canadian universities are a little bit different in how they approach admissions. They take a very holistic view of the process, and they care about who the student is, what they have to offer outside of the classroom, how they will enrich the campus, how they will contribute, and what is their story. There are sometimes 12, 14 pieces of writing that a student has to produce, in addition to recommendations from teachers and interviews that play a very critical role in this process. Now, at Hale Education, we focus a lot on mentorship and developing those characteristics, because the truth is 80% of students to top universities in the U.S. have the grades and have the test scores. Then it comes down to what else do you have to offer, what else do you have to talk about, whether it's through debate, music, you have a very compelling personal narrative, community service, your summer activities, internships, entrepreneurial ventures that you've launched, et cetera, et cetera. So everyone has really great grades and great scores if you're dealing at a certain level of selectivity at the universities. But then it comes down to who are you, how can you express yourself, and what do you have to contribute? What else is there to your profile?
Right, my eldest boy is going to have a very busy weekend then. Thank you so much for all those insights. Really, really appreciate your time and your help, basically. Peter Davos, the founder and CEO of Hale Education. Great to speak to you.
Thank you.